we are welcoming our da, 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 our 900th guest on Black Authors Matter TV. Yay! And,
Yay!
and Rhonda, my co-host Rhonda Lawson missed this 900th mark as far as being on the show because she had another obligation. But we have our wonderful guest, Rhonda Jackson Garcia, who's on our management team for the event and a longtime friend. So now, is this pronounced Thai
Yes,
or
it's Ty.
okay? Okay, because I didn't know if it was two syllables, and so
Nope.
I didn't. Okay, it's Thai. Okay, well, welcome to Black Authors Matter TV.
Thank you. Thank you. I just realized because I'm used, I guess I use this Zoom for work. So yeah, y'all saw my government name. Some of y'all might have.
That's okay. On the screen it says Thai though.
Yes, it's
So
Ty.
yeah. So you've been doing a lot of things, and you have a new book out through Black Odyssey Media,
Yes.
and it's called Madly Driven. Do you have a copy of it? Is it out? It's out. It came out a month and a half ago, right?
It did come out in half, and I'm slipping because I usually keep a copy with me, and I got my book bag, but not the copy.
Okay. Well,
So.
tell us about what Madly Driven is about.
Yes, Madly Driven is what I call the perfect summer romance. It is a sports romance. I look at it like it has all the tropes. It's enemies to lovers, forced proximity, best friends, ex, uh, billionaire romance, and it involves an F1 driver. Well, technically, he's a NASCAR driver who has won NASCAR. So now his next goal is F1, Formula One racing, which is completely two different type of racing. So we're watching his transition from a NASCAR to F1, and he falls for his ex best friend from college because they both went to Prairie View. And so now he falls for her. She's a content creator and also a PhD student who is this supposedly guru on love, but doesn't have a man. So for her brand, she needs to have a man, and for his image, he needs a woman. Because in
Oh.
NASCAR and Formula One, you have to be, it's like family oriented. And he
Mhm.
has been in trouble for being out there with women. So this is a relationship that they decide to basically be fake together so that the world will believe that she has a man and that he is a committed man. So they do this fake engagement, and of course, because they have this history, there's this tension, there's this chemistry, and being forced to be in Miami for 3 months as he prepares for the race is what brings them together. And you have to read the rest to see what happens.
Okay. Now,
Sounds
are you
fun.
into race car driving yourself? Are you into NASCAR driving?
I
Or
would
how did
say
you like make that the setting? Really,
yes,
basically, it's like a
yes.
character in your book.
It is
So,
because it really is a character in my book. I would say I love sports romance. I've written several. I've written about basketball, football, baseball. So I wanted to write about something different.
okay.
And I've been following Lewis Hamilton, who was the only Black person to win F1 to this day. Thought he was
Mhm.
a fashion model, didn't realize he really was a driver. I didn't pay attention. I was just following him. But I said, wait, what does he really do? And I saw, I know I'm behind. I think it was a year before I realized he was a Formula One driver. And so then I started saying, oh, those are the little bitty cars. Like I would see these races on TV and be like, I would get confused by what is what. And that it made me like explore a little bit more to see what the differences are. And I realized it's completely worlds of difference. It's not the same beyond you racing. And then I started doing more research and realizing in the NASCAR world, there's not that many, Black men. And I remember watching a movie years ago, Richard Pryor, it was the biography of Wendell Scott, the first Black man to win NASCAR. So all that was in my head. And so I started doing more research and became more interested. And that's what made Madly Driven come into light.
So, did you go to some races as
I
in
have
preparation for this book?
no, I did not go to, I watched them on TV.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I actually got into a race car which was crazy. And if you get motion sickness like me, don't do that. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. I
Did
get
you
motion
just get
sickness.
into a car that was parked?
No, no,
Or
no, no.
oh,
They
oh,
have it was a real racetrack where you can either drive a race car yourself or you can be a passenger in one. And you can go and get that experience of what it would feel like to be going 200 plus miles an hour on a track. So
ooh, I would
I
be
thought
scared to
I
do
thought maybe because I get sick when they stop and go. So I'm like, well, they're gonna be going straight. I should be good.
that. No, it's a circle.
Exactly. I don't know what I was thinking, but literally, he was making a figure eight over and over again. And I screamed. When I say I screamed from the beginning to the end of that ride, I
It
screamed the whole
sounds like
time.
almost like the roller coaster,
It
although
was,
um
but straight. It
yeah, but
wasn't.
it's on you're not in the air.
Oh my
That
God! And
is
when I say I cut up the whole time, and praying I didn't throw up. I didn't throw up then. I threw up later, but not then. I just didn't want to throw up in his car. But it made
That
me
would have been
realize how
romance
talented.
itself.
That would have been a mess itself. But what it helped me realize was how skilled you have to be to drive a race car. Like how
Mhm.
skilled it's not just, oh, I'm speeding. It is, because he never was on two wheels, even though he was hitting those corners, we remained on four. Like he had complete control of that car. And I was just like, man, like, people who do this, it is a skill involved. It is a sport. Like I
Mhm.
really sensed it. If I didn't before, I did then. And we'll never do that again. Okay.
What other kinds of research have you done in order to support your writing? Because that sounds like you go kind of deep into researching these books.
If I can, we'll talk, we'll have conversations. Good thing about, of course, the internet, you can find a lot of information internet. And other cases, like for instance, when I did Riff and Refrains, it was about a country singer. And several of my books talk about the guitar. My cousin, may he rest in peace, was a guitar player. So he literally was showing me and how, what the different keys were, how I should hold it. So he knew I was doing it for a book, so he took his time showing me what needs to happen. So anytime I can get a real life example of how to do something, I ask, and my family's a lot of sports. I have a lot of athletes in my family. So for me to write a sports romance, and my dad is a coach, so it really was like when I was writing this baseball book, like, Dad, does this make sense in terms of how I'm describing this shortstop? This because people don't really pay attention, they pay attention to pictures, but what about the shortstop? So that is I wanted to make it realistic as I can, but not boring because it's still romance. I don't want to go into in-depth, somebody reading it like, I don't want to hear about all of this, but I do want to make it real enough that if you are interested or you want to know more, you will, get some information.
Mm.
now. Have you written since your dad's a coach? Have you written a book about a coach yet?
I have not.
That's something that you could
It
do.
surely can. I have not. That is very yeah, you just gave me an idea. It's like, 'cause I hadn't even thought about it, but that's a good one. No, that is a good one. So I'm sitting there like, huh, okay, thank you for that. I like
Yeah,
it.
he could be a up and coming coach. He could be about to
Hmm.
retire. He could be in the middle of his career. He could, something could happen, and then it's all kinds of angles you can do with the coaching thing.
Mhm.
Yes, no, there is.
They can
Hmm.
move to, okay, here's one for you. At first, he was at the college level, and then he gets recruited to go to the NFL, if it's football, and he meets one of the cheerleaders from the NFL team, and there's some sparks.
Yep,
I don't know.
yep. I can see
Maybe.
that.
And
I
I
can
don't
see
I don't
that.
do romance at all, but
No, but but
but
you're a reader, so you're going by this might
yeah,
interest
I
me.
am
So yes,
yeah, I'm an avid reader. So
yes,
but when you said your dad was a coach, I'm like, well, surely she's written a book about a coach if her dad's a coach. But I
no,
do understand our relationship with our dads. If you have them in a book, you want it to be uh respectful, of
exactly.
the way
Yes,
that
this is
it
one of the
is.
books where I'm like, you can definitely can't read this book, Dad. You know you can't read it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Cannot.
so yeah, you want to do that. So
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
so romance is your main. driving force as far as your writing is concerned.
Yes, it
When did
is.
you? How long have you been with Black Odyssey? Was this your
This
first book
is
with
yeah, this is
them?
my first book. So
Okay,
yeah, so it's I submitted Madly Driven to them last July. So it'll be a year, and I have another book that's coming out with them called Legend, which is about a football player. So it's another sports romance. It's not a
okay.
coach, but that's
Okay.
coming out in April. So I'm looking forward to that. That one that's coming out. So it's more people familiar with football, so it's on that level. But it's about, like you just said, someone who's on his way out and trying to you know leave his mark because he hasn't yet, and it's about, is love more important than leaving your mark?
Yeah.
So
Sometimes,
Oh.
yeah.
yes,
Sometimes you have to make a decision.
yes,
It's all about choices. Now, I didn't realize until just recently that you were in Houston Metro.
yep.
So, yeah. Now, are you from Houston?
No, no. I don't live everywhere at this point in the South, but originally I was born in Mobile, but spent my childhood in New Orleans and high school from New Orleans. I graduated from New Orleans. I've been in
Okay.
Houston since 2013, but I've lived in the South pretty much my whole life in different parts of the South, but this is where I've been for the last 13 years. I've been in Houston. Yeah.
Okay. You have other family here? Is
I
that
don't know.
what?
I mean, my family's here
It,
now. Like my family has moved here since I've been here, but nobody from
oh,
my family was here first. No, I'm the first one to move here, and everyone was like, "Oh, I like Houston," so they joined. So yeah,
okay. But you live in Cypress, which is
yep,
Houston Metro, but it's
yep.
not Houston proper. Of course,
No, it's not.
I live in the unincorporated part of Houston, even though I have a Houston address. So I can't vote like in city elections and things.
No, yeah, because before I moved here, I lived right where it changed to Cypress. So even though I still had a Houston address, it was the same thing where I was like,
Okay.
I'm going to the, like trying to vote. I'm like, why can't I vote for the mayor? What's
Yeah.
happening? It's like,
No, but you can vote for the county, whoever's the county
exactly. I
school
can.
board, whoever's
Yes,
the school
I
board,
can do
but
that.
you can't vote for in the city election. So,
No.
um, what book is this for you in terms of numbers of books?
I believe
And
it's
is this your first,
55. I believe
is
it's
this your first
55.
traditional? What number did you
No,
say?
55.
55.
It's 55.
55.
Wow.
It's 55. Yeah.
Very nice.
55.
It's about 55. I'm thinking, I have to, I used to keep track, and now I'm just like, honestly, I need to go back and count. And I say that because some books are compilations,
Mhm.
but I've written at least 50, that for sure. And traditional, no, it's not my first traditional. My first traditional was Riff and Refrains with Honey Blossom Press. So, and that was
Are they an imprint
2024.
of, are they an imprint
Yeah,
of somebody?
they are imprint. It is a woman owned, and books are. It's a small, yeah, it's a small
It's a
publisher,
smaller
but
print.
it's a
Okay.
smaller press. But it is books go
Mhm.
throughout the whole, United States, just like Black Odyssey. Black Odyssey is a little
Mhm.
bigger, but they
Mhm.
operate. Because I think Black Odyssey has distributed through Kensington.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, we've been well, I'm known Entice. I'll use her
Ah,
name.
okay,
I've known
yeah,
her for at least 10 years.
okay.
But when she first did Black Odyssey, we've had just about every all of our authors on. So when she first launched it, we've had them on the show since then. So and we've had Cressida. Do you work with Cressida? Is that who you work with?
No.
Then
Mm-mm.
don't work with Cressida.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Oh
She's
yeah,
the
yeah, 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 yeah.
acquisition.
I'm going by her other name.
Oh, she has another name.
No, 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 wait.
No,
It
I
may
don't
not
think
be.
she goes with another name, but
Okay,
she's
okay.
the acquisitions person.
Okay. No, just the CEO.
Okay. 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 Well, wow, you have. So, when did you first start writing? And like, where have you like been? Like,
Hmm.
where have you been? Because I,
She's like,
I don't.
wait.
I'm yeah. My first awareness of you is through Black Odyssey.
Yeah. It's funny you say that. We're like, where you been? Because even when you
And
emailed me,
you're in
you had this.
town. You're in
It's how you said
Houston.
it. Yeah, exactly. That's what's funny because you said it like that. When you emailed me, it was like, oh, I felt you like, how do I not know you? That's how I felt when I read the email. Um, I I started. This is my seventh year as I started 2019 in terms of publishing.
Oh,
But always like my original interest was YA, and I hope to get some YA out there because that's my original interest.
oh,
Because
okay.
as a whole, I'm a psychologist outside of here, and I used to work with kids and young adults. So that's why that was an interest of mine. And I stumbled upon love, romance, and just kind of roll with it. And I have a contemporary fiction that I'm working on. It's not a romance, and so I know people are gonna be like, it's always gonna have romance, and it always will. But as we know, romance ends happily ever after, or happily for now, and
Right.
fiction may or may not. And so that might make people feel certain because you won't know until you finish the book whether it's gonna be like a Thai romance or Thai fiction.
No,
Oh,
okay.
well, that is very nice that you have done 55 books since popping out in 2019.
Yeah,
You
that's
are
a lot of
Yes.
busy,
writing.
busy,
Aren't these
busy.
people who are writing like do you write full time? Or you
No, that's the thing. I still work.
oh, are you a
Well,
psychologist? Did you say you were in
yeah, I work
psychology?
I'm at Prairie View now. I'm a professor at Prairie View. So
Oh, okay.
I stay busy. It's one of those where it's my passion, it's my cope, it's the way I cope. And there was a point when I was writing more than work. I was able to work part-time and write. But since I took on a position at Prairie View, when I thought I'd still be kind of part-time, it ends up where I'm almost working full-time. So yeah, I've slowed down
Yeah.
writing in the last couple of years. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, so are
For
you
sure.
able, as a psychologist, are you able to use your cases or clients?
I can't,
I know
well,
you can't use
yeah,
them
because of
their
HIPAA,
names. I know that, but I mean
but I
situational,
do, yeah.
like
One of
what,
my,
generally.
yes. One of the books that I wrote last year, is definitely mental health representation. It was about a woman with bipolar. It's called This Side of Beautiful, and it was through Honey Blossom. But it is about a woman who's an entertainer, like a Meg Thee Stallion. It starts off in Houston at the rodeo, but it's about a character who is diagnosed with bipolar, trying to live with it and trying to still be her with it. And so it talks about her trials and tribulations of how do you live with mental illness and still do everything you want to do. And is it harmful? Is it, like, is there certain things that can trigger you? So it explores that. And she falls for a guy who has anxiety issues and it looks like he might be on the spectrum. And he was a musician. So it is their journey of healing each other, healing by themselves, understanding what it means to live with different types of mental health diagnosis. So that book was definitely, and I even had my students read it. That book is even though it's a romance, it's fiction, it is definitely based on my experiences working with people who have on the spectrum as well as bipolar.
Hmm.
Um,
So, do you still see clients,
I have a
or
very small
you?
caseload.
Okay, so
It's
you.
not like before. It's not because I had a whole practice where that's all I did. But now I probably don't have like 4 or 5 clients at this point.
So,
I'm,
do you prefer teaching?
I do. I do. I mean, students give me energy. Um,
Hmm.
I like HBCUs. I'm a graduate of FAMU, so I'm a big HBCU person.
Oh, my niece went
So,
to FAMU.
yay, yeah.
I might have
That's
been
my
there around the
person.
same time. But she was in botany. She ended up getting a doctorate
Oh,
in
nice.
botany, plant sciences, the botanical stuff. She teaches now.
Yay. That's what I'm
So
saying. It's like it is. I do. I love teaching my students. And getting to know them, write them. So again, writing is my escape. It is my way to cope. So, and now that I'm mixing both worlds. It's a way that I can get my message out and the best way I can through a romance story. So you're still learning something, but you're gonna get all the feels, you'll get all the steam because it's not closed door at all, it's open door. So, especially if you read the very first page of Madly Driven, and it goes straight into I'll just say that. If you go to Amazon right now and read the first paragraph, you'll be like, oh, this is how we start in this book. So I'm not by any means am I Nice and fuzzy.
So you write in romance and you're working on, you say something that's a little more general fiction. Is there any other genre that you think you might want to try?
That's a good question. I would actually love to do like some speculative fiction, just because,
Oh, yay.
you
Yeah.
know, growing up in New Orleans, people thought I knew voodoo when I went away to school. I met FAMU and
Wow.
they like, ooh, you know voodoo? And I'm like, I don't know voodoo. And I once dressed up as a voodoo priestess and went to a party in Minnesota, in Minneapolis,
Mm.
and people knew I was from New Orleans. When I say people really were scared of me, that it was the weirdest thing. People were just like giving me
Oh.
their distance, and I was like, are y'all freaking kidding me? I'm sorry, just a costume. And I'm like, but you're really from New Orleans though. And I'm like, so yeah, I definitely have. It's definitely, I'm hoping, because that's an idea I have that I want to explore. So I'm hoping it can get picked up, but it's definitely some of that.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rhonda teaches writing, so and she
Oh, I
taught. Don't
love
you teach
it.
speculative fiction? Don't you teach
Yes,
that?
I do. I do. I teach
Oh
it
shoot. We
writing.
might have to
So yeah.
look, wait, okay. I might have to let me have to talk after this. Where your class at? And I'm serious on that. Like I would love that. I said to myself, I would love to take some actual writing courses. I was a journalism major while I was at before I became a psychology major, and I took some writing. And then I wanted to get my master's in writing, but I never went back. I even got accepted to get master's in writing, but never did. So oh yeah, I love. Okay.
Okay.
All
Now
right. I'm
you
serious on that.
two,
I'm serious, Rhonda, on that. Okay. Just
Okay.
yeah.
you know
Now
what
Yes.
you're
you
Yes. We
doing.
are.
Yes.
you two need to explain exactly what speculative fiction means to both of you. Is it paranormal? Is it like part of the horror, sci-fi? What is it exactly?
Yeah, so speculative fiction is like that big what if category. So it includes science fiction, horror, and fantasy. Mostly all the spec fiction genres that go under there. Mostly it's the what ifs, the stories that go, what if this thing happened, or what if this monster existed? And so that's where the speculation comes from.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
man, yes, I definitely.
Hmm.
I'm like,
Oh.
okay, we gotta. Man, I'm like a child, like, yay, like, gotta reach out to Miss Rhonda.
Yes, and we want you over in the under the speculative fiction umbrella because you're very versatile. So we want you to spread your wings and come on over to the dark side a little bit.
Yo, I do. This was like, oh my God. Like I literally was like, yeah.
Well,
Yes,
you'll
yes,
get to
yes.
meet Rhonda, well, and me, of course, in person at the National Black Book Festival.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rhonda's
very
one
Yes.
of our
Yes.
managers. Ty is going to be, she's a participating author, but we're having a panel this year called Melanated Love about the boom in the romance genre. And Ty is one of the panelists on that panel.
oh,
Yes.
So,
excellent. Great.
yeah,
Yes.
so
Yes.
she's
I'm
going to
excited
be
about it.
talking to, because it seemed like, and I didn't say Black romance, but that's like the unstated
Yeah.
part.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But it just seems like overnight it just exploded.
It did. I
Like
feel that way.
in the last 5 years, maybe even 3 years.
It
Um,
just got real big. It's
yeah,
like,
all of a sudden, like every and all of these writers that are well, I'll say they're new to. They might just be new to me, and we've interviewed 900 people, and
congrats. Oh, yes, because I'm a
you're number
900
900.
guest.
You're number
You are.
900. And so
Yay.
all these romance authors, we haven't interviewed, because we interview people from with all genres, just everything you can think of. Um, and they don't all have to be Black, although um, I would say in 6 years, I think we've interviewed 5 people that weren't. So, um, and they had books that were relevant. They had
Mhm.
they wrote something. One lady wrote a book about Benjamin Banneker's
Oh,
history,
nice.
and
Wow.
she
Okay.
was one of his descendants. She was related to him, a white
Oh,
lady.
Wow.
She was
Well, yeah, with
amazing.
all the cross mixing,
Yeah, oh yeah.
eventually goes back to either black or white. So I guess,
Yeah.
yeah,
So she wrote a book about that, and we got some push. People online they need something to do, but we got some pushback because we had a white um guest,
yeah,
and she was first on the show. So that, for the four slots we had, she was at seven. And that some people that triggered them for some reason, it was crazy. I had to block some people just because they were talking crazy.
no, I can
We
believe it.
said
I
Black
know, yeah, I
Lives
can believe
Matter,
it.
and then they said, well, apparently they don't because you got a white guest. What? Are you nuts?
Oh,
Anyway,
wow.
they need something to do. So anyway, um, but it just seems like the whole romance genre has really just exploded, and people are writing. I think maybe people uh, need love, and they're writing about it, and hoping for it in their own lives. Maybe, I don't know, or maybe they're writing about what they want theirs to be like. It's the imagination. You can use your imagination
You can lose it
and
any kind
talk
of
about
way.
anything.
And it's just
Mhm.
been, yeah, it's been a definitely, romance has always been number one in terms of selling books,
Yes.
but it's even more like I can say in the last 7 years. I mean, I started 7 years ago. In the last few
Okay.
years, it's been crazy.
It
So I
is.
Yeah.
so when I saw that topic, I'm like, it's very fitting.
Yeah,
It's very
it's an
fitting.
amazing thing. Well, congratulations on your new
Thank
release.
you.
And
Congratulations.
hopefully,
Madly Driven, y'all. I usually have my book. I guess because I went to work today and I was at work all day.
well,
hmm
Madly Driven
Driven,
by
yes.
Ty
You can find it
is the
anywhere
book, and you can find it
on
anywhere books are
audio and
sold.
paperback, ebook.
Okay, it's
Yes.
audio and all that. Every not hardcover, is it?
No, it's not all
Just
covered yet.
paperback, ebook,
hmm
audio book.
Yep.
So, congratulations again. We look
Thank
forward to
you.
meeting you in person in a couple of
Yeah.
months,
Yes.
and just keep selling books until then. Keep writing until then. You
Yes.
got 50
Yes.
plus books. Wow. Anyway, thanks
I'm
for
gonna
Most
keep
getting.
writing, and I gotta reach out to Ron. You got contact somehow. Okay.
Yes, yes, we will definitely chat, Ty. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Y'all take it easy. Enjoy. Enjoy.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a great night.
Good night.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.